The dark reality of repeat offenders casts long shadows over our communities, often hidden in plain sight, yet profoundly disturbing upon revelation. These individuals, who repeatedly engage in criminal activities, pose a relentless threat that challenges the very fabric of societal safety and trust. Their actions ripple through communities, creating an atmosphere of fear and uncertainty. This essay delves deep into the chilling world of repeat offenders, exploring their psychological makeup, societal impacts, and the critical role of the justice system in mitigating their threat. The term repeat offender typically conjures images of serial killers or habitual criminals in the collective imagination. However, the spectrum is broad, encompassing individuals who commit varying degrees of crimes, from theft to more heinous acts like murder. Understanding the psyche behind such repeated criminal behavior is not only crucial for law enforcement and psychiatric professionals, but also for society at large to foster safer environments. The exploration into the minds and motives of these individuals is not meant to evoke sympathy, but to arm society with knowledge. By understanding what drives repeat offenders, we can better anticipate and potentially curb their actions. This essay will utilize real-life case studies, insights from psychological assessments, and analyses of law enforcement strategies to paint a comprehensive picture of this grim reality. Delving into the psychological landscape of repeat offenders reveals a complex interplay of factors that drive individuals to commit crimes multiple times. Psychologists and criminologists often point to a combination of innate personality traits, past trauma, and socioeconomic factors as foundational elements that predispose individuals to criminal behavior. These factors, however, do not excuse the crimes, but provide a framework for understanding and intervention. Personality disorders, particularly antisocial personality disorder, are prevalent among many repeat offenders. This condition is characterized by a pervasive pattern of disregard for and violation of the rights of others. Lack of empathy, deceitfulness, and a strong propensity towards manipulation are common traits that make rehabilitation and reintegration into society challenging. These psychological traits necessitate specialized approaches in both legal and therapeutic contexts to effectively manage the risks posed by these individuals. Furthermore, the role of environmental triggers cannot be overstated. Repeat offenders often find themselves in circumstances or environments that not only enable, but also encourage criminal behavior. From impoverished neighborhoods to association with other criminals, these environments play a critical role in the recurrence of criminal activities. The understanding of these triggers is crucial for developing effective preventive measures and targeted interventions. In addition to personal and environmental factors, cognitive distortions also play a significant role. Many repeat offenders possess skewed perceptions of risk and reward, often underestimating the consequences of their actions while overvaluing immediate gains. This cognitive imbalance can lead to a repetitive cycle of crime, which is difficult to break without appropriate psychological interventions and support systems. John Wayne Gacy, known infamously as the Killer Clown, provides a harrowing case study of a repeat offender whose criminal activities left an indelible mark on society. Gacy's life and crimes offer insights into the complex interplay of factors that can lead an individual down a path of repeated criminal behavior. Born into an abusive household, Gacy exhibited signs of psychological distress from an early age, which later evolved into deadly compulsions. Between 1972 and 1978, Gacy lured, assaulted, and murdered at least 33 young men and boys. His methodical approach to selecting victims, coupled with his ability to lead a seemingly normal life as a business owner and community member, underscores the dual lives many repeat offenders manage to lead. Gacy's case highlights the critical challenges law enforcement faces in identifying and capturing repeat offenders who are adept at maintaining a facade of normalcy. The investigation and eventual capture of Gacy were pivotal in highlighting the need for more robust psychological profiling and community vigilance. The psychological assessments conducted during his trial revealed a man who thrived on control and domination, traits that fueled his criminal pursuits. Gacy's ability to deceive and manipulate not only his victims, but also those around him poses important lessons in the detection and prevention of similar cases. Moreover, Gacy's case led to significant discussions about the effectiveness of the justice system in dealing with repeat offenders. His previous criminal record, which included a conviction for sexual assault, was not adequately factored into his early release on parole. This oversight underscores the importance of comprehensive background checks and strict monitoring of individuals with a history of serious crimes to prevent future offenses. Aileen Wuornos, often labeled as America's first female serial killer, presents another disturbing portrait of a repeat offender. Wuornos' life story, marked by tragic circumstances and escalating criminal behavior, sheds light on the psychological and societal factors contributing to her repeated offenses. Her turbulent childhood, characterized by abuse and neglect, set the stage for her later life of crime and violence. Wuornos began her criminal career with minor offenses, but gradually escalated to more severe crimes, culminating in the murder of 7 men between 1989 and 1990. Her modus operandi involved posing as a hitchhiking prostitute, luring her victims to secluded locations where she would then rob and kill them. Wuornos claimed that her actions were in self-defense against rape, highlighting the complex narratives that often accompany cases of repeat offenses. The psychological analysis of Wuornos reveals a profound impact of her early life experiences on her behavior. The lack of a stable, nurturing environment contributed to her development of a hostile and mistrustful view of the world, which played a significant role in her criminal actions. Her case raises important questions about the role of societal neglect and trauma in fostering criminal behaviors, and the potential for early intervention to alter such trajectories. Wuornos' eventual capture and trial brought to light the challenges faced by the legal system in addressing cases involving severe psychological and emotional disturbances. The debate over her mental state during the trials, her portrayal in the media, and the subsequent sentencing to death reflect the complexities involved in administering justice in cases of severe repeat offenses. Her story is a poignant reminder of the gaps in our social and legal systems in dealing with individuals who have been both victims and perpetrators of crime. Understanding the triggers and environmental factors that contribute to the behavior of repeat offenders is crucial for developing effective prevention and intervention strategies. These factors are not just background elements, but active contributors to the cycle of crime. They range from immediate triggers such as substance abuse and exposure to violence, to more pervasive influences like poverty, lack of education, and unstable family structures. Substance abuse is a common trigger that impairs judgment and lowers inhibitions, leading to criminal behavior. The intoxicating effects of drugs and alcohol can make individuals more prone to engage in risky and aggressive behaviors, which can escalate into repeated offenses. Addressing substance abuse through comprehensive rehabilitation programs is essential for breaking this cycle and reducing the rate of repeat offenses. Moreover, exposure to violence, whether in the home or community, can normalize aggressive behaviors and desensitize individuals to the suffering of others. Growing up in environments where violence is a regular occurrence can lead individuals to develop a distorted perception of social norms and relationships, which can perpetuate a cycle of violence and crime. Early intervention programs that provide support and counseling in violent environments are critical in altering these destructive patterns. In addition to immediate triggers, long-term environmental factors such as poverty and lack of education also play a significant role. These conditions not only limit individuals' opportunities, but also increase their exposure to criminal elements. Poverty can drive people to crime out of desperation, while a lack of education limits their ability to find legal avenues for improving their circumstances. Community-based programs that focus on education, Employment opportunities and economic development are vital for addressing these root causes of criminal behavior. The societal impact of repeat offenses is profound and multifaceted, affecting communities on multiple levels. From the immediate harm inflicted on victims and their families to the broader implications for community safety and cohesion, the effects are deeply felt. The fear and mistrust that permeate communities in the wake of repeat crimes can lead to social fragmentation, where people feel increasingly isolated and disconnected from one another. The economic impact is also significant. The costs associated with policing, judicial proceedings, incarceration, and rehabilitation for repeat offenders place a substantial financial burden on society. These resources could be redirected towards preventive measures and community development if the cycle of repeat offenses could be curbed. Moreover, the presence of repeat offenders can deter economic investment in affected areas, exacerbating poverty and limiting opportunities for community members. Furthermore, the psychological impact on communities is considerable. The knowledge that a repeat offender is at large can cause widespread anxiety and alter behavior. People may avoid going out at night or change their routines to feel safer, which can diminish quality of life and restrict freedom. The psychological toll on the families of victims can be devastating, often requiring long-term support and counseling. The social fabric of communities is also at risk. Repeat offenses can erode trust in the justice system and government institutions, especially when offenders are perceived to be inadequately punished or rehabilitated. This erosion of trust can lead to increased vigilante attitudes and behaviors, further destabilizing communities. The role of law enforcement agencies in curbing the activities of repeat offenders is critical. Effective policing involves not only the enforcement of laws, but also the implementation of strategies that prevent crime and rehabilitate offenders. This dual approach is necessary to reduce the incidence of repeat offenses and ensure community safety. Law enforcement must be equipped with the tools and training necessary to deal with the complexities of repeat offenses, which often involve sophisticated and covert criminal activities. One of the key strategies is the development of specialized units focused on repeat offenders. These units can use advanced data analysis techniques to track patterns of crime and identify potential repeat offenders before they commit further offenses. This proactive approach can significantly reduce the burden on the judicial system and the associated costs of crime. Additionally, collaboration with other agencies and community organizations can enhance the effectiveness of law enforcement efforts. Intelligence-led policing is another crucial strategy. By gathering and analyzing data on crimes and offenders, law enforcement can more effectively deploy resources where they are most needed. This approach not only improves the efficiency of policing efforts, but also acts as a deterrent to potential offenders. The knowledge that law enforcement agencies are actively monitoring and analyzing criminal activity can make individuals think twice before committing a crime. Furthermore, community policing plays a vital role in curbing repeat offenses. By building strong relationships with community members, law enforcement can gain valuable insights and trust, which are essential for effective crime prevention. Community members are more likely to report suspicious activities and cooperate with police if they feel a sense of partnership and trust. This collaborative approach can lead to quicker identification and apprehension of repeat offenders, thereby enhancing community safety. Rehabilitation of repeat offenders is a contentious issue, with opinions divided on its effectiveness and ethical implications. However, the potential benefits of successful rehabilitation are too significant to ignore. Effective rehabilitation programs can transform offenders into productive members of society, reducing the likelihood of reoffending and alleviating the burden on the criminal justice system. The challenge lies in designing and implementing programs that address the specific needs and issues of repeat offenders. One of the critical components of effective rehabilitation is psychological counseling. Many repeat offenders suffer from mental health issues or personality disorders that contribute to their criminal behavior. Counseling can help address these issues, providing offenders with coping mechanisms and strategies to deal with their impulses. Additionally, educational and vocational training programs can provide offenders with the skills and opportunities needed to lead a stable and lawful life. Another important aspect of rehabilitation is social reintegration. This involves preparing offenders to re-enter society and ensuring they have access to support systems that can help them adjust. Family therapy, community service programs, and ongoing monitoring are all part of this process. Successful reintegration not only helps offenders, but also reassures the community, reducing fear and building trust. However, the effectiveness of rehabilitation is dependent on the commitment of both the offenders and the community. Offenders must be willing to change and take active steps towards their rehabilitation, while the community must be willing to provide second chances and support. This mutual effort is essential for the success of rehabilitation programs and the prevention of future offenses. Preventing repeat offenses requires a multifaceted approach that goes beyond mere conviction and incarceration. It involves addressing the root causes of crime, such as poverty, lack of education, and social disenfranchisement, as well as implementing targeted interventions for at-risk populations. By tackling these underlying issues, society can reduce the factors that often lead individuals to commit crimes repeatedly. Early intervention programs are crucial in this preventive approach. These programs can identify at-risk youths and provide them with support and resources before they turn to crime. Mentoring, counseling, and after-school programs can play a significant role in diverting young people from a path that could lead to repeated criminal behavior. Additionally, community-based initiatives that focus on building strong, cohesive communities can reduce the isolation and alienation that often precede criminal activity. Moreover, legislative reforms can also contribute to the prevention of repeat offenses. Laws that focus on rehabilitation rather than just punishment, and policies that address social inequalities and improve economic opportunities can create an environment less conducive to crime. Such reforms require a commitment from policymakers to prioritize the long-term benefits of prevention over the immediate satisfaction of punitive measures. Furthermore, public awareness and education about the causes and consequences of repeat offenses can foster a more understanding and proactive community. Educating people about the signs of potential criminal behavior and the importance of early intervention can lead to community-driven efforts to prevent crime. This collective vigilance can significantly deter potential offenders and reduce the incidence of repeat offenses. Providing resources and support for victims of crimes committed by repeat offenders is an essential part of the justice system. Victims often suffer from physical, emotional, and financial hardships that can last long after the crime has been committed. Adequate support not only helps victims recover, but also strengthens the overall approach to handling repeat offenses by emphasizing the human cost of crime. Victim support services should include counseling, legal assistance, and financial aid to help victims cope with the aftermath of crimes. These services can help alleviate the trauma and stress experienced by victims and their families, facilitating their recovery and reintegration into society. Additionally, support groups can offer a space for victims to share their experiences and find solidarity and understanding from others who have faced similar situations. Moreover, resources should also be available for the families of repeat offenders. These families often face stigma and isolation due to the actions of their loved ones. Support for these families can prevent further social alienation and help them deal with the complex emotions and challenges they face. By supporting both victims and the families of offenders, society can foster a more compassionate and holistic approach to crime and rehabilitation. Furthermore, public resources such as hotlines for crime reporting and information, legal advice services, and educational materials on crime prevention can empower individuals and communities to act against repeat offenses. Ensuring that these resources are accessible and well-publicized can increase community engagement and cooperation in preventing and addressing crime. The issue of repeat offenders is a complex and challenging aspect of criminal justice that requires a comprehensive and proactive approach. By understanding the psychological, environmental, and societal factors that contribute to repeat offenses, society can develop more effective strategies for prevention, intervention, and rehabilitation. The case studies of John Wayne Gacy and Aileen Wuornos illustrate the profound impact that repeat offenders can have on communities and the importance of addressing these issues with rigor and compassion. Law enforcement, rehabilitation efforts, and preventive measures must work in tandem to reduce the incidence and impact of repeat offenses. Each element of the justice system has a role to play, from the police officers on the streets to the policymakers in government. Moreover, community involvement and support are crucial in creating environments that discourage crime and support recovery and reintegration. This call to action is not just for those directly involved in the criminal justice system, but for all members of society. It is a collective responsibility to foster safety, justice, and compassion in our communities. By supporting victims, rehabilitating offenders, and working together to prevent crime, we can hope to diminish the shadows cast by repeat offenders and move towards a brighter, more secure future.